Welcome to Narrow Ground Entertainment. I am Steve the Unimpressed, and that is a lot of bees. This is Steve Solo's Minecraft episode 26. I have enough coffee to float a battleship, and I've got a bunch of bees, well, doing their thing with the flowers. What I'm probably going to do with this farm, although I will do this off camera, is breed enough bees to fill all the hives. It is 3 bees per nest or hive. Once I have enough, well, I actually won't be able to tell because I can't count that many bees, and I don't think that the debug information, if you press F3, actually shows how many bees are in a hive, even at night. If it does show it, I'm not aware of where it shows it, so I haven't been able to find it. But what I will do is I will keep breeding bees until I have one that isn't going into a hive at night, because that means there's no room for it in a hive. When I get to that point, I will breed enough so that there are 3 that are hiveless, and I will make another bee nest and put that down on the ground somewhere so that all 3 will go into that. And then I will pick that hive back up with a Silk Touch tool and store it somewhere. So one of the dangers of this setup is that when I'm harvesting wheat, it is possible that I could accidentally punch one of the bees. And if you injure a bee, all of the ones in the area get angry at you and sting you. And true to how bees are in the real world, once they sting you, they die. So I might not lose my entire population that way because I might be dead before all the bees have managed to sting me. So some of them might survive, but just in case, I want to keep a backup hive of bees somewhere stored away in a corner. This farm has actually been working better than I was really expecting it to, and I wound up with more honeycomb and wheat than I was really expecting. I don't remember if I did this on camera or not, I put a composter over in the corner to deal with all the excess seeds. So I've been getting bone meal out of this too, not that I need more of that. I'm going to run around quick and collect all of the honeycomb that is loose right now, or has made it into the barrels. I guess it's not loose, is it? And then I will come back in and show you how much I've accumulated with the few hours I've been spending at the farm, because it hasn't really been that much time. Alright, from running around that time, I got 6 full stacks of honeycomb, and I have some more out here, because I have been storing it all up. I have a lot. I have a lot of honeycomb, quite a bit of bone meal, and quite a few hay bales also. Let me just actually craft up some more hay bales, and I will leave one of those slots for wheat as well. I also brought a bed down here so that I'm able to sleep when the bees go into their hives, so that I can farm a little more efficiently. I made a clock and put it on the wall down here, so when this switches to a dark upper panel and it shows the moon going across, well, then it's time to sleep, because the bees won't do anything at night. Sleeping also resets the weather cycle, so if I continuously sleep, it's not going to rain. The bees also don't come out in the rain. So, for maximum efficiency with this farm, you're going to want a clock, unless you built it above ground, and a bed nearby. Now that I have recovered the rest of my stuff from where I was storing it while I was farming at the bee farm, I am going to get started on what I have planned for this episode, which I guess I use the term planned loosely there, because I haven't really planned out any of this. I want to get the villagers out of this little cave here and start getting them set up in their own structures around here. I forget which area I had decided to do that in. I think I was going to use either this hillside here or the plain that is behind it over there. I'm not sure how that happened. I'm not going to worry about it right now, though. I think I actually am going to use this hilltop, because this is not, it appears, part of the flower forest biome that I've set up in. That hilltop next door is. It also means I won't have to walk as far to get to my resident villagers. So I am going to spend some time unwooding this hill, cut down all these oak trees. We'll plant some new ones later, maybe. And I am also going to build a bridge across this little section of river here, probably 3 blocks wide, because I'm going to need to put rails across it, and build it tall enough that I can still get up this river in a boat. Let's get rid of the night, though. The night has been banished, so now we can get to work. Once I have done the bridge and the deforesting, and I'll probably do the deforesting first, I will start building some house foundations over here, and we will see how far we get with that. I'm probably going to try to only record for an hour and a half, and I've already been going for 12 minutes. So we'll see how much I can get done in this episode. One way or another, I really need to get those villagers relocated, so I've got 2 of them, or I've got 2 of them in there that I haven't been able to give professions to because there isn't enough room in there, and I've got another one down in the basement that is still a zombie and needs to be cured. So, let's deforest a hill. Alright, I've gotten myself a decent amount of clear space on top of this hill. I didn't cut down every tree. I left a couple over here, and towards the back here it starts becoming flower forest again, so I'm going to preserve the forest part of that. Actually, I don't think this does become flower forest right here, but I don't need quite that much space, so I'll leave those trees for now. We'll see how long they survive. I'm going to have to fill in this random lake here and this cave over here, this very shallow cave. I don't remember if I had found this before or not, but not much useful in it. Those are probably things I will do off camera. That and evening out the hillside here a little bit, just a little bit of terraforming to make things look a little bit better. For now, since I'm losing the daylight again, I will go home and sleep, and then come back out here and start working on the bridge. We're into the day again. I've come back with a little bit of building material. I've got some stone for making stone bricks, which is what I'm planning to use for most of this. I've got some stone brick stairs that I had lying around in the basement, and some cobblestone and dirt for filler. And in here I have some stone bricks in the furnace becoming cracked stone bricks. So those I ran into a lot in the stronghold probably. You can make them yourself though by cooking stone bricks in a furnace. And it just adds a little bit of variation. I have said many times in this channel that I am not a great builder, but I can understand adding little touches like that. Well, maybe that's giving me too much credit, but I can make little touches like that. Whether they actually wind up looking good, who knows, because my implementation is probably going to be haphazard at best. To avoid having to do too much terraforming, I am probably going to send the bridge right across this section, which means it's going to be angled. I shouldn't have too much trouble with that, because I have built some angled stuff in the past and gotten it to look decent. That is going to cause problems with my plans to put rail across it, though. Not entirely sure what I'm going to do about that. Although, maybe I will just do a little more terraforming and build it across to here. No, I like the angled idea better, and the rails may or may not be a permanent thing. The rails are mainly going to be to get my villagers from over in the nether portal area there, across the river to where I want them to actually live. So, if I can't find a good way to put rails on this bridge, maybe I'll just take the rails back out once I'm done using them. Let's check on those cracked stone bricks. Got 16 of them. That should be enough to get started, at least. Oh, you know what? I will bring my crafting table with me. Don't want to keep running back to the house every time I need to make some slabs or something. Planning to go across the stream right about here. I may have to get shears and take out some of that seagrass. I could just break it out, honestly. it's not that valuable. You can get more by bone mealing the ocean floor. So yeah, maybe I'll just break it. I think I'm going to use mostly slabs for this. So let's make some slabs. At least enough to get us started. 18 should be enough for that. I have built an angled thing like this before, but I'm having a little bit of difficulty remembering exactly what the arrangement I had was. I think it was like this. I think I'm going to go up one more than that to get enough headroom under here to get a boat under. Let's break those out. We'll put cracked stone bricks there. Regular slab there. Break that out. And then let's go sleep because night is falling. I don't want to fight zombies while I build. Alright, I don't think I'm operating at my smartest here. I think it would actually be easier and better to build these center structures that I'm thinking of first, or the supports. So let's start with, I think that. I built that off center with what I've already built, didn't I? Yes. Alright, take this one back out. And then sort of the same thing on the other side. I think I want my bridge to run at least on top of that, maybe a little bit higher. Wait a minute, I wasn't off-center with what I'd already built. Well, you know what? We're going to stick with the new. I'm going to make those too high. I'll make the one across the river too high as well. And then, for the sake of convenience, so that I don't have to worry too much about what the light levels are going to be in the center of this bridge, I'm actually going to have the surface be bottom half slabs. So monsters will not be able to spawn on the top of the bridge. Of course, I'm going to run out of bottom half slabs, but that's okay. I can go across the river and make more. Would be easier if I could finish this on the way, though. That's good enough. 18 more slabs. I'm going to tear this down because that was wrong anyway. Let me see. Can I make cracked stone brick slabs? I think you can. No, I'm wrong. You can't. Or at least you can't make them that way. Let me run inside and see if I can cook stone brick slabs and make them that way. You cannot cook stone brick slabs. So apparently there is not a cracked stone brick slab. Only full blocks. That's okay though. Pretty sure I can figure it out anyway. Now let's do... I want to start this descending on the pillars. Pylons? I think they're called pylons for bridges. What do you want from me? I'm not a civil engineer. Somebody who's a civil engineer, tell me, are these pylons? Alright, that did wind up coming down a little bit earlier than I had intended it to. So I guess the question will be whether I want to keep it that way or keep it this way and build out the shore a little bit, or have this come a little bit further before it starts to descend. And I think that that is a question I'm going to wait to answer until I have built this side. This side is not going to descend as much just by default because it's running right into a hillside. Let's see how this winds up. This is what it winds up looking like with the pylon blocks being where we start the arc back down. Let me just add some more slabs to this and see how it looks. Everything raised a little bit. Yeah, I think that this looks better. So those are going to stay slabs. These are going to be replaced with full blocks because I don't need access to this anyway. I'm actually, well, I'm not going to fill that in with cracked stone bricks. Let's get out some regular stone bricks. Fill it in with those, but I'm going to fill that in because I don't need access to that anyway. That water doesn't need to be there. And then I'll make that one a cracked brick. And that one regular, I guess. Alright, yeah, I think that winds up better. And I've spent so long on this that I need to go in and sleep again. And when I come back out, I will rebuild this side. Okay, these are our pylon blocks. I'm going to put... Oops. I'm going to put slabs on top of those, or I'm going to try. Apparently I'm also going to fail. There. Now let's collect up the rest of this. These are going to come down one. This, again, not going to use cracked blocks as the infill because I have to actually make those. The rest of this can get filled in. No, those could actually be full blocks. So let's make those full blocks. That's going to be infill also. Put some slabs there. And I still need to build out a little bit of dirt, but not quite as much. In fact, I might make that brick. Well, maybe not all of it. Let's do those two brick. And the rest of it is dirt, because I think that will mirror what it winds up looking like on the other side. There, that looks a little better. And yeah, that is what I have it looking like on the other side. I'm going to need to remove this block. I didn't really want to remove the sand. Now I have to put that back. There is a downside to having tools that are too efficient. I'm going to have to modify this slope a little bit to make it a little more gentle. But other than that, that looks okay. Alright, I've come back with some lanterns. I'm going to put those there, and in roughly the same spot on the other side. There, and we'll wait until dark to see how that looks. Well, how the lighting looks. The rest of it, I guess I can look at right now. I'm not sure I entirely like how that turned out, but I'm not a very good builder, so that's kind of to be expected. It looks a little bit like an awkward cross between a somewhat more ornate, old-fashioned bridge that was made for horses and carriages and modern, very practical, ugly concrete overpasses. And we'll see. I may change that in the future. I do see a spot that I did not fill in all the way here. Let's make that pillar go all the way down. The lighting I'm a little more okay with. I think the lighting looks pretty good. It might not be the most attractive thing, but it's functional. I can walk across it. I can drive a boat under it. It'll get me to the other side of the mouth of that stream where I'm planning to install some of my villagers. So, for now, I think that'll work. Go back inside and rest again. And actually, I think this time I will take this crafting table back in with me. Because I just tried to craft something while I was inside the house and was confused when all that was there was the furnace. There, fixed it. Oh look, there's a creeper up on the hill that I just so carefully deforested. A little higher. A little higher. There we go. I guess I should go up there and collect those arrows. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do these villager houses up here yet. My plan is to have them sort of following a similar design to what my house over here looks like. Go away. However, I'm not going to build them quite that big. I might only do that basement level of cobblestone and then one additional level on top of that. I don't think I will overhang it in all four directions. Probably in part that'll be because I'll have some of them standing right next to each other. And I think they will probably have narrower bases also. Well, I brought the cobblestone with me, so let's at least take a stab at laying some of those out. Let's see here. I'm going to move some of this grass out of here. It's nice to be able to do relatively large-scale digging operations quickly now. When I built that house, I used up several shovels just leveling the land, and it took me like half an hour. For this, same, maybe not the same, but a similar sized area, it took me like 30 seconds. I might bring this level out a little bit further when I do my terraforming. I'm definitely going to fill in this. So this hillside is going to go a little bit further that way. So why don't we start 2 back. Start the first house here. Those walls are in units of 3. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and then there will be another wall here, I think. And then I think I'm going to do 3 of these going this way. Oh, maybe only 2 because I just ran out of room. Maybe I'll do a third one out in this direction. I did just say that this hill was going to come out a little bit further towards, what is this? West? Yes, that's west, because that's where the sun sets. Have that go a little bit further towards the west. So this is, I'm going to have this actually be 3 separate houses butted right up to each other, so that they're actually kind of one building, or 3 houses, but one building. Maybe I'll play with what's used for the wall fill. At least one of them will still be the same birch that I used for my house, the same birch planks. But maybe I have access to more wool now, so maybe I'll use wool for one of them. When I see it on real houses, white is actually the most common color I see filling in between the timbers. I'm not sure whether that would have been accurate when that type of house was first built during the medieval period. I don't know. I don't really know what they filled it with then. I do know it would have been fairly common for them to whitewash things, though, so whatever they put in there, they might have just painted. So white wool would work just as well as anything else. I don't think I'm going to get quite that deep into it, though, because I have at most half an hour left to record. So I think I'm just going to lay out the kind of floor plan of where this is going to go. So I'm going to have this be 3 back, and there will be a beam running across there, and then another 3 back, and then this will be the back wall. So I'm just actually going to lay out a whole rectangular foundation here. Alright, at least 3 of our villagers are going to wind up housed here in the end. Possibly more, because villagers really do not do very well with stairs and upper levels and ladders. Sometimes they do okay, but you really do have to be careful of that kind of thing when you start putting it in something that you're having villagers live in. So, if I make this if I make a second story to this, which I will plan to do at least that, then probably I will have to have one villager living in the lower section of each of these and a different villager living in the upper section, probably with exterior access. I don't know. That's a little too much planning for right now. This is, however, taking up most of the available space on this hillside. So when I start having more villagers, I may have to expand this a little further into another area next to my bay here. I suppose I could put some more stuff out in here. But I might have to expand onto that next hill over as well, regardless. Sooner or later, that was going to be pretty much inevitable. Really? What, are you going to leave sand lying around some more? Great, thanks. Well, if I start something else now, I'm definitely not going to have enough time to get anything particularly meaningful completed. So, I think that I will finish this recording here. Managed to get a bridge done. I've got houses laid out for villagers. That's a fair amount of work accomplished. I'm going to have to terraform this hill at some point. I'll probably do that off camera. So hopefully by the time I record the next episode, this will be looking even better than it is now, and we'll be able to start on these villager houses. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel to see more content from me, and if you'd like to help my channel grow, please share it with your friends. Goodbye and God bless.